Is it? Is okay. Is everything working? Everything seems to be working. Hello, everyone. We are in Mexico in Snowrunner, and someone seems to have made a navigational error here. I'm kind of mech'd out and spaced out at the moment, so I wanted to be a bit more down to earth today. Check out my Ford F-750, by the way. Oof, she might, oof. This is a bit rough. But yeah, someone screwed up here. Not sure exactly what happened. But I think they went to ground. Oh, they even have flags up here, so this has been here a while, huh? This is a freaking write-off. Am I even moving? I think we might have to... Your car needs more go forward. It does need more go forward. We need more go forward juice. Or perhaps we need a rescue. I didn't expect to need a rescue this soon into the stream. Hold on, I need to do a thing. I think your boat is malfunctioning. This isn't my boat. I mean, I don't even know if I own the salvage rights for this boat. It probably went to some Dutch company. I forgot, what's the name of that Dutch company that freaking does salvaging? Smith Salvage? I don't know. I've seen a bunch of freaking videos about them. How, like, they freaking had, they had salvaging rights for the Costa Concordia. I think I'm making progress. Oh yeah, I'm definitely making progress. See? Yes, Smith. Okay, so I was right. They're like the dudes you call in when you have like a fucking where like a roll-on roll-over ship has basically done exactly what it says on the tin and rolled over. Those kinds of documentaries are really cool too. They also salvage. Oh yeah, they did salvage the Kursk. Okay, I've got another truck that it would be really good for this. Go, my child. Go, Tippy truck. It is your destiny. Look at how big this place is. Or I mean this truck is. This is just like a moving RV. If you had like you could put an RV body on the back of this thing and live out of it. Become ungovernable. Drive the Flippo Bandito today. Did you consider bringing a monster truck? And there we go. Yeah, though, like I said, I decided to do, you know, SnowRunner things. I'm mostly scouting this area out. Yes. We are currently driving. Because if you drive one of these down the streets, I think you basically become ungovernable. Anything that's like bigger than the traffic around you and bigger than any cop car kind of makes you ungovernable. Let's be real here. You know, sovereign citizens are driving the wrong cars, obviously. They shouldn't be driving like Corollas and stuff. Should be driving bigger things. But I'm not going to get into that argument. I just thought about it. Yes, this is four-wheel steering. There's debate on what this truck is based off of. But according to, like, some people on the internet, it, like, was made by, or it was basically made by geologists who needed something to get around in Russia. Which, I mean, considering Russia's, road infrastructure is even worse than America's, I could see why. Multiple. Ooh, nice. Have you guys seen Over the Hill, by the way? That new game from Fun Selector. Oh gosh, I played the demo and I loved it. I don't want to say it's kind of the game that Snowrunner should be, but it's like the whole thing about like this game or Snowrunner versus that game is Over the Hill is more uh which, by the way, if you haven't heard of Over the Hill, go grab the demo right now. It's gonna be around for the next. The demo is gonna be around for like the next day, and then it's gone. But please, Tippy Truck, don't do it. Don't fucking do it. You're threatening to do it already. Oh, hey, there's the Ford. Um, it's the thing about Over the Hill is it's focused on exploration. It's focused on scouting. You know, you go around, you're exploring the map. That's one of my favorite activities to do in SnowRunner. I mean, shit, that's what I'm doing right now. Doing the logistics and figuring all that shit out is a headache, and I hate it. Well, to a degree. There's other times I love it, especially the feeling of accomplishment when you're building out the map. But, like, I want to be there. I want to explore what roads need to be fixed. You know, what needs to be done. And then sort it out from there. Yeah, there's certain maps that it's just like, okay. Well, I'm okay with, like, repairing roads and whatnot. I'm cool with that fact. The thing that I'm not cool with is when you're not able to fix a road and it's like, bro, I should just be able to, fix this road or get a vehicle or get like a fucking get a hem or get an Oshkosh with a freaking bridge built or with a temporary bridge on it. The truck can ride the bigger truck. Yes. Anyways, this is the F750. It is apparently I don't think this actually came with a truck bed. The game just gave it one. Yeah, exactly. Get a bridge layer. Bada bing, bada boom. Problem solved. I wish this game had bridge layers. Okay, so we need we need one spare vehicle part for here. Oh, is that where the bridge store is? Or, I mean the trailer store. Like, where the fuck is this bridge? What, where do I fix this bridge? How does bridge fix? Hold on, I need to go to Map Runner now because I need to figure this out. Because, like, the trailer store is over here, and that doesn't help us that the trailer store is over there when there's a fucking bridge out. How does one fix bridge? Bridge fix when do? Also, this map reminds me of my time in Puerto Vallarta. Oh, so nice. That was a fun adventure. Oh, okay. I see what I need to do now. What's over here? Okay, 2 vehicle spare parts. And over here we've got vehicle spare parts. Over there's the sawmill, so we're gonna have to do some wood cutting. Okay, I see what we need to be doing. I see exactly what we need to do. This gives me an idea, though. We're gonna go yoink those spare service parts. We have the perfect truck to yoink it with. Although the 750 I drove was built for fiber optic installs with a boom arm. That's cool. Yeah, the 750s are fucking huge. This right now, when I'm driving, is a Caterpillar CT681. Basically, Caterpillar's prototype. Hey, we can build trucks too, or we can build commercial trucks too. Buy our engines or fuck around and find out, buddy. Also, these trucks are nice. There's only like 5 of these. It was a bucket truck that was under the limit for not needing special license. It was fun. Nice. Uh-oh. Did I already get stuck because I was distracted? Cool. I swear, none of these, like, in this game, if your truck doesn't have all-wheel drive, it sucks. But yeah, if you guys have never visited Mexico, it's a fun place. I would highly recommend, everyone try to go there at least once. It's not as long as you're not in like the quote unquote dangerous parts of Mexico, it's fine. And as long as you're being street smart, it's fine. You're not doing stupid stuff. Oh wow, this place is flooded out. Where's their plaza? Is there a plaza around here? Sounds about like staying out of gang-owned areas. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if you're in like an area that's a very or if you're in a city that's a very touristy city, it's a very it's it's not that bad. When do you never, because you can't have those in this game. That would be funny though. Also, I forgot to put the special tires on this thing. I did not expect the streets to be flooded out though. Yeah, hold on. We're gonna have to fucking put better tires on this thing. All terrain, off road. Unfortunately, it doesn't have mud tires. Actually, you know what? This might also be a job for Tippy Truck. Tippy Truck for when you don't want to deal with mud, when you don't want to deal with mud or water, and you just want to plow through it. See, the trick, I've said it before, but the trick and the secret with Tippy Truck to unlock the fourth tire or your third wheel is to, you know, understand Tippy Truck's limitations. Tippy Truck does not like rocks. Tippy Truck does not like being, you know, stared at the wrong way. Because if you stare at Tippy Truck the wrong way or look at it funny, it's going to tip over. Ooh, that was a pretty bird. This is another reason I love this map. Like the birds, the butterflies. They really knew what they were doing with this. But yes, is Tippy Truck a hanger queen? Hell no, it's a working queen. But yes, once you open your mind's eye to the Tippy Truck, you understand, and you understand its limitations. You can start to understand why Tippy Truck is the way it is. By the way, also if you're a motorhead or gearhead, Mexico is also a really fun place to go to, especially going to like areas like I'm in right now. And seeing all the different, like, unique trucks. Oh, I didn't even know that was a command. Holy shit. But yeah, see, look. Tippy Truck is very happy and content to become a fucking it's very content to become a boat. I would, you know where I'd love to have Tippy Truck? St. Louis. You know, you'd be like, oh, well, Puzzle, why would you, or you go to over, or say I live in like St. Louis and you see me with this and you're like, that's a little overkill, isn't it? And then suddenly the floods come. You know, the floods, the 100-year flood that basically like consumes half of downtown St. Louis. Well, I got this bad boy and I can basically go literally anywhere. Tippy Duck. Yes, it goes from Tippy Truck to Tippy Duck. Except I don't think you'd want to put this in anything over 8 feet of water. That's how Tippy Truck's freaking engine stalls. Actually, I'd say 15 feet maybe of water. Los Fritos. You know that place probably has the best food. Man, I had one of the best burgers down in. As weird as this sounds, when I went to Puerto Vallarta, I had one of the best burgers. I also have also in Puerto Vallarta, I went to the only it was the place where I first visited a gay karaoke bar, and the only place I've ever visited a gay karaoke bar. They were really nice there too. Puerto Vallarta's red light district, or zona romantica, as they call it, is very, very, very LGBTQ friendly. Like, holy crap. Which is kind of, or well, and that was actually one of the reasons I visited Puerto Vallarta, is because my two friends down there, who are partners, they moved to Puerto Vallarta because it was very you know, LGBTQ friendly. But yeah, loved the city. There, the beaches were amazing there. They had one beach that I had the most metal name ever. It's Playa de Muertos, or the Beach of the Dead. Like, it's, I don't know about you, but I feel like that is a fucking hell of a metal name. Yes, I did. This was like a year ago, but yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. The food was great. The people were great. Might need to visit the Beach of the Dead. Hell yes. The Beach of the Dead is kind of like the big, like, touristy spot and whatnot. So, cargo management. But it's not, you know, too bad. I had some nice shrimp down there too, at the beach. The thing though, I will say, if you ever go to Mexico and whatnot, and like, you know, go to a beach, there will be people around, like, running up to you, like in most normal touristy places. You know, they see a freaking gringo and they see money, your dollar signs or pesos in that regard. And like, they'll ask, "Oh, do you want to buy this cigar?" And you'll be like, "No." "Do you want to buy marijuana?" And you'll be like, "No, no, senor, no." And then they'll ask, you know, they might ask you if you want something different, and you kind of just say, "Yeah, no." I had that happen a couple of times. Okay, where do we go next? But yeah, this isn't actually, this map in and of itself isn't based on Puerto Vallarta. It's just, you know, it's a jungle in Mexico. I think it's Ciudad. Where is it again? I don't know where the fuck we are. No, Chiapas. All right, I will be right back real quick. I gotta go take care of something. Please enjoy the BRB screen. Alright, we're back. Wait, is there a freaking volcano here? I did not see that before. Alright, so we're gonna have to take the long... If we want to get anywhere. Thank you. The other problem... The bigger problem that no one understands with Tippy Truck, by the way, is its fuel consumption. Dear God, this thing uses fuel like crazy. What is this over here? Alamancian General. Yeah, drinks by the 5-gallon buckets, indeed. So what we might do is just take the Ferd again. We gotta get to this side. Oof, that looks deep. Okay, this is obviously a resort here. Oh my gosh, there's a marina. Well, let's see if the Ford can ford the river. I have faith in the Ferd. What's also cool about this truck is that it has Alaskan license plates, but you find it in Russia. And you find it in like the Arctic region of Russia. So like this truck traveled across the fucking ice pack, which is metal as all hell. Getting this truck is such a bitch in the game, though. Found on road dead. Fix or repair daily. Or, like one Ford employee told me, it actually has, it actually stands for, fuck our damn employees. Or something like that. I think the R said was something else, but I'm not going to repeat what the R was. Ford has many acronyms. You know what? Hold on. I forgot I need to start something. Nope, that's not what I wanted. That's definitely not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. I need to start my playlist here. What song do I want to listen to? Yeah, we'll go with that. Used to have a meme for Chevy, but it's too long. Lol. Oh, I forgot to open something. AC is down 4K to fix you. No. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Yeah, not having AC here in Arizona is like a fucking death sentence. Oh. That's a big fucking yikes. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to afford that. That's... Nope. No, I'm not doing that. Grumbling about that. Yes. So Arizona is base. Phoenix itself is just like a testament to mankind's the invention of air conditioning. It's 92 right now and it's freaking climbing. I think we're probably gonna reach like into the hundreds here, which honestly for June isn't too bad. July's probably gonna be worse. And then we're going to have the monsoon season, which, oh boy. Actually, in the Arizona, or in the Phoenix region, like the desert, there was actually a Native American civilization here. And, like, they were able to live for, like, hundreds of years. That is up until until they just kind of vanished. And archaeologists believe that it's because, well, you know, it just wasn't sustainable. Like, after a while... Nope, they didn't live in caves or anything. They made, like, full-on, like, adobe structures. That was during... No, that was not during an ice age. I'm 95% sure that wasn't during an ice age. Also, where the hell am I going? Did I get turned around? I was supposed to go... I want to get to here. But yeah, no, there were straight up civilizations living in the desert here. Yes. Which, I mean, considering the way we're headed, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Phoenix itself started to become unsustainable. I'm not going to get into that because I don't like to talk about that stuff, but, like, our water problems are only going to get worse and worse. But, gosh, what was I? Oh, right. Today I was watching a video, which, speaking of Phoenix, about this thing we have in Phoenix called the Deck Park Tunnel. And see, Phoenix had a problem. Had any good food? What do you mean good food? Anyways, as I was saying, so we had a bit of a problem. We had the I-10 that was going to cut through Phoenix. And there was about a mile stretch of the I-10 that, like, we weren't sure what we were going to do with. And it was going to go straight through downtown Phoenix. Whatever you would consider good food to eat. Not within, like, the past 2 weeks. I did go to a good place up in Duluth. Or are you talking about when I went to Puerto Vallarta? In which case, yes, there were some really cool food vendors and whatnot. But anyways, as I was saying, The initial idea was, oh, okay, what we'll do is we'll make 100-foot tall section of freeway with all of these, loop de loops to so that traffic can enter and exit the freeway from here. And boy howdy did it look hideous. Like, dear God. Hold on, let me see if I can find a fucking picture of this. And they're sleeping in the cold below. Sisters below, below. Here was the original idea for downtown Phoenix. This is a fucking nightmare. This right here, I don't know what they were thinking or why, but like, no. And when this was revealed to to the wife of one of like the big newspapers out here, Robert Moses Slop. Exactly. Um Good God, that looks horrendous. I know, right? They were this was going to go straight through Phoenix, and like the newspaper like just railed against it. And so this idea was so hated and whatnot that everyone voted to be like, no, let's not fucking do this. This is a bad idea. So instead, they put a fucking they put a tunnel through it. Which is, like I said, now called the Deck Park Tunnel. The funny thing about this tunnel, though, is when they started to like, they kind of like dug out a trench and then put like a deck above it, and this ran for like 100 feet. Build stuff that works, not making stupid circles like some city builder games charged by the mile driven. Yeah, exactly. Um, so instead they came up with this. It's called the Deck Park Tunnel, and it's an okay um piece of engineering. I won't say it's a marvel of engineering like the Johnson Tunnel, but it gets the fucking job done. And how the I-10 goes through Phoenix, through downtown, is it kind of gets put into a trench. And then from that trench, it goes into the tunnel. So you can see here, kind of like, it's a trench design, which is nice because it keeps the noise down, you know. The only problem is that Phoenix does tend to get some rain, and this can eat a lot of our freeways that are in this trench kind of configuration can flood. There was one section of the I-10 that basically like a water main broke underneath the freeway and just flooded it out. What happened to all the good engineers building our roads? They retired and were replaced by people who thought that a Harvard degree was a responsible decision. Bean counters and NIMBYs, exactly. But yeah, we got a nice free, we got this nice park tunnel. I didn't even know anything about this. This fucking tunnel is older than I am by like 1 year, and that's it. Um, Also, there was supposed to be where you see those orange cones there on the like the left side in that bumper. So there was supposed to be a bus stop within the tunnel itself, but they ran over budget with this because as they started digging this tunnel, I shit you not, because fucking Phoenix is littered with these ruins. No offense, like, well, I don't mean to say littered, but the what had happened, or the moment they started digging and whatnot, they ran into Native American ruins of the Hohokam people. Like I said, they had been here, or these people had been here like long before us. So like archaeologists were like, "Oh fuck, we need to catalog this shit now." And like the city of Phoenix ran a budget for it, and made sure to collect as much data as possible. And in fact, later on, when we freaking dug out the convention center, which has its own giant ass basement, um, they found even more archaeological stuff, and they're like, "Oh fuck." Great for archaeologists, absolutely a bane of existence for the freaking city planners. This is what happens when you fucking build a city over the ruins of another, okay? This is like the French building a new, like, fucking thing and being like, "Oh, there's the tunnels of the dead. There's another section of the catacombs of the dead we haven't come into. We're turning into Rome, lol." I mean, again, like, that's the cool thing about Phoenix. Phoenix gets its name from the fact that, like, it's a city that rises from the dead, rises from the ashes of the old. Always running into old buildings. Yes, exactly. It must have been crazy back then, or it must have been so interesting back then, though. But yeah, the deck, the park deck tunnel, even though it's only 100 feet, it has its own ventilation system. Only so many good spots for a city. Yeah. Nagpra and Netpa exist so we don't do something massively irreversible. Yeah, exactly. I just find that funny. You dig down in Phoenix and it's just like, ruins. Oh shit. Because like I see both sides of the coin here. You have the archaeologists who are like, fuck, we need to document everything. You gotta make sure that what article you took out of there, you've documented where it was, what it was doing, how old it fucking was, who found it. But from the city planning side, it's just like, oh, we have to stop construction now because which is going to cost money because we still got to pay the construction workers and everyone else. Yes, the National Historic Preservation Act. I wonder how a monster truck would work in this kind of environment. I don't know. Fitzgerald laid empty. Oh, I went the wrong way. Shit. See, this is what happens when you get me talking about road infrastructure and shit. But yeah, the Deck Park Tunnel. And very overlooked piece of engineering in Phoenix. You know what? I'd love to learn more about like the engineering that's put into some of like the tall buildings in Phoenix. Like, how do you keep those things energy efficient? I want to talk to I want to talk to an architect or an engineer about that. Let's invite an engineer on to talk about air conditioning. Hell yes. Literally. Well, no. The NAGPRA is the Native American Graves Protection and Reparation Act. Cool. I think Puzzle should change his avatar. Fuck you. I am a rabbit through and through, okay? Us rabbit VTubers are a chaotic and bunch. Case in point, Pipkin Pippa. The geologists were like, let's get a Ford. When they should have been like, we need the gravedigger. No, the fucking Ford is so capable. Also, it's for what it is, it's somewhat fucking fuel efficient. Considering some of these other trucks. But, yeah. Another really cool, or speaking of like Native American ruins and stuff, there's one down south, about I want to say maybe like 45 minutes from Phoenix, called the Casa Grande National Monument, which is just this like huge, well, big for ruins, like grand or house, which, you know, in Spanish, Casa Grande means great house. And the way they preserved it is just as interesting as how they, like, the history of it in and of itself. And it actually, I believe it was one of the first, like, national monuments in America. Okay, we've made it past here. So let's not try to fucking sink ourselves. Is that a... Oh, that's a camping spot. Yo, kayaking in freaking Mexico would be so cool. I want to kayak in Mexico now. Oh my gosh, could you... I just had a thought. What if... Now I want to go down to Nogales with a freaking kayak strapped to the top of my freaking sedan, and then just go, where are you going with that? Well, I'm going down to the beach. They'll be like, what beach? Oh, going down to Puerto Vallarta. And they'll be like, the fuck? Bro, that's like 3 days drive. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to... I think I want to take a day. I have to freaking check my budget, but I kind of want to take a day and just like drive down to Nogales and just like chill for the day, or chill for a bit. Yeah, it's a nice. So that's a nice chill drive, lol. Yeah. Well, the problem is that if you try to drive into Puerto Vallarta, there's actual military checkpoints that you have to go through, apparently. I don't know how true that is. But, like, you know, you've got to, like, drive into Jalisco, which is one of the more... Unless, like, the problem is that, like, the State Department literally says, you should reconsider ever going to Jalisco unless you're going to Puerto Vallarta. Because, like, you know, if you're not if you're a foreigner driving through there, questions are gonna get raised. I'd assume it's true. Yeah. Because, like, Jalisco and, like, the country of Mexico wants to keep Puerto Vallarta, like, you know, safe for tourists because it is one of their big, you know, breadwinners. I don't want to say it's one of their biggest, but, you know, you want the tourists to feel safe. So, like, when the when, you know, when the Jalisco new generation comes in there and, you know, starts burning up the place and scaring the shit out of everyone, after, you know, you got their big leader, that doesn't look good. Just pack some fishing gear and a kayak and just, so you can go fishing while kayaking. Yeah. Oh shit, it's... Also, I just realized you guys can barely hear the Spotify. There we go. By the way, this is from the U.S. That thing's like an articulated bus. This thing? I don't know if I'd call it an articulated bus. Okay, cool. By the way, this is from the USCPSC, the United States Consumer Products and Safety Commission. They're the dudes that like keep your product safe, but they also have one hell of a PR team. Because like, you know, not only are there PSAs like PSA, this product is recalled because it can blow up your 33-year-old's arm, but like they actually do like they shit post a lot. And they have literally hired a DJ to make tracks about, ooh, what is this? What are you doing out here? But yeah, they literally hired a, we love other shit posters. Literally shit posting because they make like posters of memes. Hold on. Let me see if I can find a fucking good USCPSC meme, poster meme. They shit post on Twitter all the time. USCPSC. But yeah, their Twitter account is usually like, "Oh, this thing, you know, this has currently been recalled," but there's the occasional shit post. Oh my god, what the fuck? Of course they would make a fucking meme about the back rooms. Back rooms, front rooms, anywhere there's a fire risk, have a working fire extinguisher. Oh, we got puzzle. Yes. It's not really a rant. It's oh right, we're coming up to July too. I That was weird. Okay, we're back. How long have I been gone, or how long has the audio been out for? Anyways, as I was saying, this is Step Grandma by Salvatore Ganacci. Was, I guess. Maybe 2 minutes. God damn it. That keeps happening. Where, like, yeah, I know the music hasn't stopped. I'm sorry, I'm looking something up real quick. Hmm. No, I'm gonna try. I'll try something later. Reddit says that I need to restore factory defaults, and that might fix it. But it like quietly disconnects. Like it's not like doodaloo, which would give me an indication of something. It's kind of just like, nah, I'm not gonna work right now. 347. Wait, is that in pesos or I'm assuming pesos? Okay, so right now, currently, the way to get to here is go that way, ford the river, and go up here to get to the trailer store. And we're going to have to go to the sawmill to make wooden planks. But I don't know where the logging is at the moment. Nothing that is in between twilight. See, because if it was a bad wire, it would be like, boot-doo-doo. Yes, we have Tippy Truck. Congratulations. Here, there, chat. There's Tippy Truck. Okay? There's your Tippy Truck. Everyone asks, whenever I fucking play Snowrunner, about Tippy Truck. There's Tippy Truck. We're using the Ford right now because we can ford rivers with the Ford. And if we need help, well, luckily Tippy Truck's not too far away. Ain't that right, Tippy Truck? Thank you, Tippy Truck. Truck Coon. That reminds me, I need to find out when that game Truck Coon is helping me from another world comes out. I want to play that on stream. Okay, we're not taking that way, I guess. I want to get to this over here. That'll be a funny game. Yeah. That bird just phased through my truck. Also, driving through here is making me want to go to a fucking like authentic Mexican restaurant. Maybe I could bribe my parents to take me somewhere, or to go somewhere like that. Be like, hey, you guys had a long drive today, or these past few days. We should go to a restaurant together. You thought Truck Coon was naughty when he was sober. Now you'll see how he's... Stuff on 500 gallons of Malort. Can drink until you drop. I love my brain implosion juice. It makes my head go. Brrr. Come on, girl. You got this. Yeah. The only benefit of that much Malort is that you won't be able to remember having it of a Malort. Man, I could go for some freaking rum or like a Coors right now. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I went to a baseball game and they had like $5 beer. It's like, hell yeah, that's actually a pretty good that's a good deal these days, you know? And like, I thought it was gonna be some like watered down grog that they gave you in like a fucking plastic cup. But no, it was just straight up a 12-ounce can of Coors. So I got like 2 of them. And watched a game that the frickin' Diamondbacks were not going... it was Banquet. Everything else was so much more expensive. You know you got a problem when a frickin' bottle of Baja Blast costs more than a fucking can of beer. Like, dear God. Yeah, it was $8 for a fucking bottle of Baja Blast. And I was like, nah. Chase is supposed to have some of the cheapest beers in the majors? Really? I did not know that. Good to know. Next time I go to a freaking game, I'm gonna make sure to like budget that in. Get like 4 beers. You know the reason why the beers are so cheap is because they... The reason the beers are so cheap is because you need to have that much alcohol in you to cope for the fact that you're watching a Diamondbacks game. They probably do get a... Yeah, they get a bulk discount. Also, the hot dogs were pretty cheap, too. Well, no, actually, they were... For what I paid for their value dog, it was just a fucking, like, cylindrical meat tube of disappointment. It was like, wow, I paid $5 for this. The fuck? Meat tube of disappointment is, man, that's fucking bars. I'm surprised D-backs fan even have beers. Usually prohibition or bond says you can't consume alcohol. We're talking Arizona, not the Dodgers. Man, the Dodgers have had some cool cross promotion events, damn it. They did a like the Dodgers did a cross promotion event with Hollow Live. They had I think they've had Dodgers Nights twice now. Speaking of Hollow Live. I'll surround me and you in our hearts. Shit. You might have a problem. Where the fuck is the road? Also, Pulsar plays Snowrunner and loses the road. What track am I taking here? This is fucking terrifying. You know you have problems. If a woman ever tells you that, then you probably should go see a doctor. Skyrim Horse Vehicles Edition. I kind of like this challenge, not gonna lie. I am definitely going to have to take a car or a bigger truck down this thing at some point, and I am not gonna be okay with that. Oh, the girl lying on the bed, setting unto the blue. I'm so glad the bossa nova music was there to just fucking cool my nerves. Any other song and I'd be like, my blood pressure would be through the roof. Thank you for the stretch. Oh, and the posture check. Ow. How many tires do I have in this fucking vehicle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 tires. Thank you for the water break as well. We have yet to find a logging area. So let's hit up the let's go around, hit up the service hub, and then take the road and see if we can find anything. Y'all need to replace the tires. There's probably still one under the truck. No, I don't think so. You know, hold on. I want to see something. Oh, it isn't. Apparently, the newest GTA, um, the bars itself, the game is so detailed that you can actually see the weld marks, which is really fucking good. No, it is not. Did you just waste your points? Yeah, if you don't, here's a rule of thumb. If you don't see Lem there or whatever, I'm probably not running it my other bot. Truck is fully repaired. Okay. Okay. So we'll see if this road intersects with up here. Is it gonna run well? Who knows? I've never played a GTA. I've played... The only GTA game I played was on the Game Boy Advance. Or was it the Game Boy Color? I can't remember. Where you were just basically like a little dot on the screen. And it was like, you know, an overhead look. Days go by so uniformly. Given the circumstances, wasting a single jacket redeemed, test things is not a big deal. Okay. Played GTA 5 and a bit of GTA 4. Ah. I just wish more games would put that much detail and like have the weld marks, although that would be a pain in the ass for any like model. Especially this. Get fucked. When it comes out around my retirement. No, they announced a freaking thing for it. What is it coming out in November? Another good Fallout or Elder Scrolls game. Yeah. Considering what Xbox is going through right now, though, I don't think we're going to see it in a while. Nope, didn't want to connect to you. Fuck off. Oh, I see what's going on here. COVID really threw a wrench into Bethesda's test timeline and everything else going on right now. I'm optimistic for the future, though. End of 2026, end of 2027. Who knows? Things might go back to somewhat normal. That's all I'm hoping for. Other than that, I do have some, like, what's funny is the two, like, games that I'm anticipating are just, like, silly, like, one-off indie games. Like, Truck Coon and, Xenophiles. Which, if you guys didn't catch it yesterday. I played Xenofields for a while. For like 45 minutes or so. It's basically a Papers, Please kind of clone, but a lot spicier and with aliens. Saw a bit of it EAE. Okay, what is over here? This looks like a factory. Ooh, it's pipes. Bethesda famously only works at one game on a time, and COVID delayed Starfield to the point where the principal dev work. God, fucking Starfield was just... God. Fucking Starfield was a disappointment. Yes, it was ambitious, but rubbish. The thing about Starfield is that people thought it was going to be like the Bethesda Magic plus Elite Dangerous kind of like explore. No. That's what I wanted and whatnot. I wanted this cool NASA punk setting, and it's just like, no. If the Star Wars mod is good, I might get Starfield Ball. There's gonna be a Star Wars mod for that game? That's cool. I'm not touching that game again. I really wanted some of the pre-order shit for it too. Like, they had a Starfield watch was cool. Or like a Starfield smartwatch. The controller looked cool. Bethesda's dead to me after Starfield. I mean, they haven't done anything good for Fallout. Ah, yes, we should do Fallout 76. It's a great idea. Make it an MMO. What? Orf. Ooh. Down the dream wheel. Ooh, this is another game I should play again. There's this game called Cargo Commander. It's kind of a roguelite where you play as a dude that like you're able to like press a button and it brings a bunch of cargo containers like to your little base station, and you kind of like fight through them and collect cargo and bring it back to your ship, and then go on and do that again. It's kind of cool. I demand Fallout Florida. I want a radioactive gator. You play as a dude, yes. Ha. Wait, what's $1.25 right now? Oh, Cargo Commander. Okay. Yeah, it's a small little indie game. Wow. Also, it's got a dedicated fuck you button. Literally, it's like, fuck you. And then if you press it a bunch, it goes, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Oh, face, sticky face. But yes, I would recommend you guys go play the demo to Xenofields, especially if you're okay with spicy things. It has a little bit of horror to it, which is weird. Den of Wolves from the peeps who made Payday 2. Ooh. What's weird is like the only like Fallout overhaul mod that actually did really well that came out that I can think of was Fallout London. I could be wrong. I'm tired of Fallout bringing back. I'm tired of Fallout. Bring back the Enclave. How many times? I mean, they didn't bring them back in Fallout 4. At least I don't think so. Oh, wait, no. They brought them back in a DLC, didn't they? Nuclear Moose. Wait, this looks like... What the fuck is this? I'm sorry. Are those fucking Mayan ruins? Is it bad that the first thing I thought of when I saw these ruins was like, hey, yo, sacrifices? They also brought them back in 76. Well, no, 76 makes sense, to be honest, because that takes place, like, just after the bomb, you know. It's the earliest event in the timeline, I think. Right? I thought it was, like, 50 years after the bombs fell. And I'm proud of you, always all in with... Yeah, exactly, 20 to 25 years. Basically, fucking Vault 76 was essentially a test, or was just a control vault. So it was just like, oh, congratulations, you got to move, you got to be free outside, while all the other people and all the other vaults have to deal with the horrors of everything they have to deal with, or whatever Vault Tech did. They're part of the main quest to get nukes. Like, the funny thing about fucking Fallout 76 is it's just based on West Virginia. It's not even, like, based on, like, a city or anything like that. Or, like, the fucking capital of the wasteland. Or, you know, the old capital. It's just almost heaven. West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. I mean, at that point, give us like a Fallout in like the fucking deserts of Arizona or something like that, where you have to deal with the bullshit of the what are they called? The Legion. That would be cool. I'd be okay with like dealing with the Legion and overthrowing their asses. We had Fallout in the desert, New Vegas. Yeah, but I'm not talking about the Mojave Desert, which makes you wish for a nuclear winter. I'm talking about the Sonoran Desert, which would be probably even worse than the Mojave Desert. There, you wouldn't wish for a nuclear winter. You just wish for death. Especially with the Legion all around you. Okay, so let's go this way. Rage Against my backyard. I'm sorry, but like when it comes to like tabletop RPGs and settings, everyone kind of just ignores like Arizona in general unless it's like Wild West, like fucking Deadlands, which is just like, ah, yeah, which, like, nothing against Deadlands, I love that, but it's like the only one that like acknowledges it as like a setting, especially Tombstone. I mean, because it's fucking Tombstone. Like, if you're doing a Wild West setting, you have to do Tombs. You have to have Tombstone. Okay, cargo management, cargo container, and 2 spare vehicle parts. Oh. Interesting. I'm willing to bet that is there even a, you know what? I'm going to cheat and go to fucking Map Runner. And check something out. Where the fuck do I get logs from? I'm willing to bet logs are on the other map. Probably? Oh, holy shit, there isn't. Oh, I need to go to the other map for the logs. Oof. Okay. I'll be right back, chat. I gotta go take care of something. Yes, the Aztecs are talked about in Shadowrun a lot, like Az technology and whatnot. Okay, let's see here. So we need to find a way to the other map. I believe the other map's around here somewhere. Where are we right now? Whoop. Get ourselves turned around here. I don't know if I should make a burrito for lunch or if I should make a hot dog. I think I have enough beans to make a bean burrito. Freaking love I love how I prepare it too. You can do both. Nah, I'll probably do one or the other. But like how I prepare a bean burrito is like I put the refried beans down, and then what I do is I'll put some what is it called? I put some like St. Louis Red Hot Riplet seasoning on it. Oh, it tastes so good. With some cheese and some sour cream. It's a good combo. Okay. Owie. Owie. That freaking owl nearly attacked us. Holy heck. There we go. How far are we from that? Okay, so we're going to take this route, this path here. And then somewhere in here, I think right there, there should be a way to get down to the river. Down, down, down by the river. Okay, I don't mean to sound horrible when I say this, but yesterday I was going to the grocery store and I saw two of like the most typical nerds around like well actually there were three of them, like a bunch of nerds around the Pokemon center card vending machine thing that Nintendo has now. And I'm like, I can't tell if they're scalpers or if they're just people really excited for the game. I wanted to go with the former option. I mean the latter option. And that they were not scalpers. Maybe I should just follow this road. But like it's funny, like grocery stores now are like putting like no loitering around the machine like signs and whatnot. Like you're limited to insert how many here. Ask them what their favorite non-gen one Pokemon is. Is my experience usually works. Oh. And from that, you can fucking, sometimes from that, you can also deduce if they're a Gooner or a furry. Because if they say Gardevoir, then they're a Gooner. If they say Lucario, then they're a furry. And if they say Goldeen, they probably should be over at a Bass Pro. Gooner is an arsenal. I hope the Pokemon reseller market collapses like the sneaker resellers. Yeah. I don't even know what Pokemon that is. I realized that I'm not a true Pokemon fan when I got a blind box in Minnesota of like some fucking Pokemon thing, and I'm like, oh boy, I hope I get the Rayquaza one. And like I open the box and I'm like, I don't even know what Pokemon this is. My friend's like, oh yeah, that's insert Pokemon here. I can't even remember what he told me it was. And I was like, huh? He's like, oh yeah, it was from Pokemon Scarlet Violet. And I'm like, oh, that game. I never actually played through Scarlet or Violet because at that point I was so fed up with Pokemon. Even though I bought Pokemon Legends ZA. Gible is the first stage card. Oh, that one. Okay. Cynthia's ace. Yeah, okay, Garchomp. Yes. Ow. Pokemon came out when I didn't care about it then. Lol. It is the biggest thing and still is the biggest thing on the playground. It got so it got so problematic at the school I work at that they basically banned it. At one point they banned Pokemon cards. And like towards the end of the year, two of our kids like started to bring their Pokemon cards in, and at that point you kind of like as a teacher you kind of contract I don't give a shit-itis. And yeah, I was just like, oh, they have Pokemon cards. Whatever. Like the other teachers were just like, whatever as well. Bird! Them birds. I was in college when the cards came out, but I learned enough to run events and make sure kids weren't getting scammed. Aw, that's nice of you. I think my first ever Pokemon card was one my friend gave me, and it was like a Tangela. And it was at that moment that I enjoyed freaking grass types. And then later on in life, I enjoyed fairy types even more. My niece asked for Pokemon cards. She needed them for schoolyard money. They became a currency. What is this freaking I mean, in some cases, freaking some kids would agree that like school is prison. So yeah, that tracks. No, it's just kids being like, "Oh, we gotta do this, blah 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 blah." Hey, the kid buying a pack of Pokemon cards and has a good experience is 3 to 4 times to come back years and buy him. That is true. Hey man, gotta get them young, you know? Unfortunately, one of the cards price, I can buy a new Toyota Corolla outright. Ooh. Speaking about nerd shit, um, I've been recently, I've been recently getting back into reading comic books. Well, one in particular called "If Destruction Is Our Lot" with an animatronic Abraham Lincoln. It's getting pretty good. It's made by Image Comics too, so. Man, though, I kind of want to get back into, like, actually doing more comic book reading again. I used to do it a lot, or as a kid, I would love going into, or getting comic books and whatnot. My mom especially would, like, buy some and whatnot, like, or, because she was big into it when she was, yes. Or when she was my age back then. I especially like the Teen Titans ones. And not like the, not like the Cartoon Network Teen Titans where it's just like, which the original Teen Titans, like Cartoon Network ones, amazing. Teen Titans Go, absolute garbage. I will stand on that hill. Yes, Teen Titans anime. But, like, the actual Teen Titans comics and whatnot are so much more just, like, dark and grungy, and I love it. There was one where fucking, like, Superboy was given was given crypto. And, because Superman wanted to help, Superboy be, like, more like him and but, this is Superboy, so he's, like, super edgy, and his other dad is actually Lex Luthor. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. And then, like, at one point, I think, oh god, which one was it? It was the one where they were freaking bringing back Raven, and she was basically being brought back through some blood ritual by, like, a teenage vampire. I can't remember his name for the life of me. And holy shit, the fucking, like, seas turned blood red. All of a sudden, Crypto is, like, has freaking ravens coming out of his mouth, and all the other animals are acting strange, and it's up to, like, the Teen Titans to beat the crap out of this dude. There's also a comic called Baby Teeth. I need to collect the rest of it. Yes, collect all the baby teeth. Yeah, though, those fucking, like, I just love how the like Teen Titans, those ones are just, like, so edgy, and of course fucking Deathstroke is still the, like, the villain. Because you have to. Because it's fucking Deathstroke. Also, there were all the fucked up things they did to I think it was Dr. Arthur Light or whatever the hell his name is. That one villain. Oh boy. That was back in the day when the Justice League was 110% fine with changing people's fucking memories and stuff. Deathstroke the groomer. Yeah, pretty much. There's, like I said, there's some really dark topics in the Teen Titans. I want to go back and read the, I think at one point, wasn't fucking, Lobo's, daughter in the fucking, Teen Titans? There's an entire comic series where, like, about her. Why can't I remember her name? Chat, what's the name of Lobo's daughter? Also, she's super lesbian. Like, that character is turbo lesbian. Google says Crush. I knew it. Okay, yeah, Crush. There's a straight up series where it's called Crush and Lobo. And I think at one point, like, Crush begrudgingly breaks her father out of jail, and they have daddy fun, or they have daughter and daddy fun time, which is cute. But I haven't dug way too deep into the DC or Marvel curtain comics besides certain characters. Lobo has a lesbian daughter. I would not want to date her because... No, you don't want to date her, period. I hate to sound like that. It's not like, well... she comes off as, I can fix her. And, like, straight up the Lobo, or the Crush comic, basically starts out with her, like, fucking up her, relationship with her partner. Like, totally. Like, basically, Crush is going to meet, I forgot her name, but it's like her lover's, her partner's parents for the first time, and she just got back from beating up some, like, poisonous, some poisonous aliens or something like that produce, like, gas or something like that. And I forgot exactly what happens, but she royally fucks it up because, like, the poison from this thing comes back. But I would date Poison Ivy. Bro, currently in DC canon, if I remember correctly, she's more plant than, like, human at this point. But I mean, to be honest, yes. There's a lot of people that would date Poison Ivy. I mean, she is super hot. And DC totally 100%, and she's dating Harley. Is she dating Harley still? I thought she was, like, fucking married to literally nature at this point. But, like, that's what, you know, DC likes to do, is they like to, like, put them together. Because, you know, I could see them being more fuck buddies than anything. The Absolute Universe may have changed who she's dating. Well, the Absolute Universe is different from the main continuity, which is going through its own interesting period. Like, Superman's now Superman Prime, and maybe Ivy's polyannual. Yeah, the Absolute Universe. Oh god, that reminds me. I want to try the comic. I actually kind of want to check out is Absolute Manhunter. Also, is the reason why they named it Absolute because you'd find that comic first more than anything else? It's just like Absolute Batman because, like, A, B, you know, I don't know. I just thought about that. Alphabetically, it's the first thing you see. Not that I'm dissing it, because apparently, yeah, the Absolute Universe is fucking crazy and awesome. What is the main universe for DC? Earth 1, I believe? But yeah, the absolute is like I think what it is that like Darkseid used the Heart of Apocalypse to create um the absolute or to create like the absolute universe. How do comic book stores organize comics alphabetically? At least the ones by me. Now I want to look up fucking Absolute Manhunter or Absolute Martian Manhunter. Yeah, so like Absolute Martian Manhunter's like a fucking acid trip. It kind of like takes the whole idea of Martian Manhunter and it's like, well, Martian Manhunter's supposed to be like alien, you know? It's like the Manhunter, you know, or it's like, you know, Martian. It's from out of this world. So, like, you know, it's incomprehensible to humans. There is a dish array around here, and I'm all for it. This is like the third freaking map where there's an observatory. What is going on here? Also, I feel like an observatory in a jungle is not a good idea. But yeah, Absolute Batman's like the star of the Absolute universe right now. They want to observe you, obviously. Um because, you know, it's Batman, but he's poor. So instead of having like, you know, Alfred and whatnot, Alfred's a fucking that's true. Arecibo was, but that was a radio telescope. You don't really need to worry about, you know, condensation or anything refracting mirrors. And those are obviously it's obviously like an you know, an ocular telescope. But I mean, these dish arrays would tell me otherwise. Actually, come to think about it, Voices from the Void would be really cool in a fucking like thing like this. Work well above a certain when there's less humidity. Yeah, but this is a rainforest. There's lots of it. There's a lot of humidity here. So, like, that's the reason why, like, up in Flagstaff, you have Lowell Observatory, because, you know, it didn't have as much humidity. High altitude are also close. Yes, exactly, I know. Who knew that putting a telescope up high would help you observe things that are, you know, further away? What? Mind blown. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying, like, Absolute Batman itself is batshit in its own, in a good way. Huh, get it? Batshit. Like, the Jonker is a fucking, like, actual global threat. Like a fucking demon. Apparently, yes, Arizona is good for observations. That's why we have the, you know, we have the Discovery Observatory and the Lowell Observatory up here. By the way, if you ever get to go to Arizona, highly recommend that. I really, really need to set up a fucking BPL meetup for, like, Northern Feet, Arizona. Mount Lemon as well, yes. Still haven't found that fucking, logging place. Venezuela, Peru. But anyways, yeah, the Joker is like kind of the reverse of Batman because he's stupid rich and like I think spoilers for the comic. Close your ears if you're planning on reading Absolute Batman. Uh he's actually the reason why Batman exists because apparently the Joker in the Absolute Universe needed like an enemy to go against, like someone that would be his power. So they kind of took the Batman Beyond which actually, yeah, come to think about it, they kind of like took the Batman Beyond plot line. Cuz in Batman Beyond Amanda Waller was the one who created what's its face? Um Basically that Batman, I forgot his name. Who was the Batman in Batman Beyond? It was such a cool series too. Terry McGinnis. Yes, Terry McGinnis. Thank you. So, like, yeah, Terry McGinnis was a fucking clone of Bruce Wayne, which Waller injected into Terry's father, and then like Waller hired some hitman woman to go and like actually kill Terry McGinnis's parents, so that he would have the same exact like upbringing as Bruce Wayne. However, she was like, "Why the fuck am I killing this dude's kids? This is fucked up. I shouldn't do this." Which actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I guess it's not the like the same exact origin for for Absolute Batman, but like the idea that like well, we were pulling strings in the background to create a Batman. You know, that's saying something from Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller will do, yeah. She fucking hates Batman, but like in it, I think it was the Justice League animated universe that happened because that was kind of because like in the it was in the end episode of that show. She throws people's lives away like they were paper. Yeah, but she kind of understood that the world needed a Batman. Amanda Waller is a twat waffle. But that's the thing about Amanda Waller. She's supposed to be that twat waffle of, that the government is kind of right for what they're doing. And, she does what she does because, like, hear me out. I'm playing devil's advocate here. I hate freaking Waller as much as the rest person. Yeah, for the betterment of humanity at any cost. Exactly. Why do you think she created freaking the Suicide Squad? Well, pure as some fucking throwaway villains that we can throw at a problem until it stops. Shit, that's why I like the Suicide Squad. Holy crap. They're the most misfit assholes ever and are just plausible deniability for the US government. Oh no, these villains went in here and destroyed your secret project in Iran or some crap like that. Oh, that wasn't us. That was just the villains being super villains. Don't worry about it. But it's kind of we're kind of glad that your nuclear reactor was blown up. There was even there's also the Peacemaker concept, or the Peacemaker comic, which was so fucking good, where Peacemaker teams up with a fucking obscure superhero called the Red Bee. And and at one point, like, this is he calls his fucking oh, this was so funny. He calls his dog Bruce Wayne. And he's like This is so fucking great. So his dog gets kidnapped, and he's like talking with the, or he finds out where the enemy's base is who kidnapped his dog. Which the fucking the villain was the Brain, which is hilarious. Nightfall animated movie this summer, maybe, I think so. And what's funny in that fucking comic is like, okay, we found out where the villain's base is. Oh, let's contact Waller and have her bring in the Suicide Squad to, you know, take out the, or to save Bruce Wayne. Keeping in mind that Bruce Wayne is the name of the dog. And so, like, fucking, he calls up Waller and is like, hey, Waller, we've got an emergency here. The Brain has Bruce Wayne. And she's like, Bruce Wayne? Knowing exactly who Bruce Wayne is. Oh, we need to save him. Yeah. Let's get the team together quickly. And then, like, you hear fucking Peacemaker on the line. You hear that? We're going to get our dog, my dog back. Like, Waller's like, your dog? And he's like, yeah, my dog's name's Bruce Wayne. And she's just like, she hangs up the phone immediately and is just looking at the button to blow up Peacemaker's brain. And she's just like, oh. God, though, it was fucking great. I highly recommend the Peacemaker comic, by the way. Because the cocaine superhero, Snowflame, is in it. Do we need to talk about Snowflame? Do you guys know who Snowflame is? I will talk for 10 minutes about Snowflame. I think we... Wait, are you for real? Oh, God. If you know Linkara. Okay. Oh, boy. We're talking about Snowflame. So, Snowflame is a meta human in the DC universe who gets his superpowers by doing cocaine. And he's killed off by Peacemaker, by the way. And no, I'm not joking. He just straight up does a line and he's like, I am a super pure villain now. He also has a fucking panel where he's just straight up Miami Vice. Hold on, I'm fucking bringing it up. Look at this man. Oh, he also, yeah, he's basically your average Florida man. And the way Peacemaker kills him is great. He kills him by mixing his cocaine with a poison dark frog. There is straight up a fucking panel where he does like a whole bunch of coke and he just gets hit by the fucking thing. Oh my God, frog favored cocaine. And it's funny because there's one panel where he's just lying on the ground dead. And like Peacemaker's just like, man, I feel really bad about that frog though. Oh wait, nope, he's good. And you see the frog just bouncing away. Great new minor villain to add to a TNT campaign. Nah, well, I mean, if you had anything to a fucking D&D campaign, you should add in Cocaine Owlbear. Or maybe Snowflake and his Cocaine Owlbear. Griglak would like to know about his cocaine. This cocaine. Oh my God. Cocaine kook. A cocaine cougar, dear God. Yeah, though, If you look it up on YouTube, there's a guy named Huggabees who did a great video about Snowflame and where he came from. Alright, where the hell are we fucking going? Should I have taken this quarry over here? Or whatever secret government facility they're building? Oh, who am I kidding? It's freaking Mexico. What kind of secret government facilities does Mexico have? This game is gonna lead me to play fucking Tom Clancy's Wildlands again, I swear. By the way, I freaking loved that game. God, imagine if Breakpoint had been good. Yeah, I heard it was kind of crap. I like the fact that you could run around in any like gear you wanted in freaking Wildlands. That was hilarious. We need more sandbox, like, you know, throw as much money at, or the U.S. government throws as much money against the problem until it stops kind of games. I love that whole idea of just, oh, well, you know what? Oh, you need this? Okay, hold on. The rebels are going to grab it for you. And you have the fucking narco fiefdoms who are just like, where are they getting all this gear from? Ghost Recon, when we got to fight the Predator. Yeah, it was Wildlands. There was a DLC for that. Xenonauts means Just Cause. That would be... Wait. Yeah, that would actually be really cool. But then you would need, like, turbo-incompetent aliens for that. Okay, so moving on, because I just thought of something. You know what we need to do? We need to have like a WBPL night of Mika Chameleon. Have you guys seen that game? It's like Prop Hunt, except with MS Paint. So you get like a little guy that you have to like paint into like the scenery, and everyone's coming at you with fucking like Remington shot, or there's one person like hunting you down with a Remington shotgun that shoots paint buck. And it's so much fun as a group. I should like hit up the WBPL and be like, hey, what if we did this as a game night? Let's just do it. Because, like, it supports a freak load of people, too. Like, I want to say, like, 10 to 16. What was the game where you tried to get a super suit and try to break computers? I have no idea. Torok? I don't know. No, not Torok. Torok's the one where you basically you're a Native American killing dinosaurs. I want more dinosaur killing games. And not like Dinosaur Management Simulator. Crisis! He's so epic, blah blah blah. Well, I wish you wake up one day. They're making something over here. No, 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 nope. I swear to God, if you tip over, we're ending the stream. Capcom, please remember Dino Crisis. Oh shit, there's a watchtower up here. I just want a game where I can kill dinosaurs. Is that too much to ask for these days? I'm sure there's enough kids out there who still like dinosaurs. Raining to the moon, the quiet hi-fi. Now it's driving me a bit insane. What if you were a dinosaur? What if you were an anthropomorphic dinosaur killing dinosaurs, though? Dinosaur GTA. I'd play Dinosaur GTA. Dino Crisis is that game. Capcom just forgot that it exists. Then we would have something other than Ark for playing dinosaurs that's decent. Man, I gave up on Ark when I spent 3 fucking hours getting a Stegosaurus to like me and, you know, feeding it berries and shit, and then, like, it dies a half hour after that. Do you kill other dinos to fuel your car? That would be hilarious. Different dino, but the dude same. Yes. That's what I don't like about Ark. The fucking taming time was such a pain in the ass. And why fucking Pocket Pear's Pokemon clone was such a better, you know, Palmon. Or what was it called? I forgot. Pal World. Why Pal World was so cool, because, like, you could just catch, like, a rideable Mon, and you have, like, so many cute little boys. And then you can go and catch humans. Which is concerning. I caught a human, and then, like, a fucking 10 minutes later, my base got raided. And you can make them all breed, yes. Breeding. Man, though, you know what Pokemon game I kind of want to play, but I probably won't because it's on the Nintendo Switch 2, which I refuse to get. There's also a Pal World dating game. Oh, yeah. I want to get the, Pokopia game. That looks so much fun. Especially the story of it. Which is just like, it's been the apocalypse, and you're a Pokemon that needs to rebuild the world. Not just any Pokemon either, you're a Ditto. That pretends to be a human. More like the apocalypse. Ah! I'm surprised how far this fucking truck has gone without, like, any refueling. No a day and hold on tight, the sun is rising. Ow. I don't think this is a designated road, but I'm taking it. Oh! That was clutch. God, I love the autonomous wench. Can I just crash through this gate? Knock, knock. I'm actually surprised there hasn't been straight up a hunting game like Cabela's games with dinosaurs instead. That would be freaking awesome. That does not look like a gate I can get through. Oh. Okay. Hunter Call of the Wild, but dinosaurs. Yes, exactly. Can we shoot the dinosaurs with bows and arrows? That'd be cool. With VR support, because it'd be even more crazier with VR support. Plus, you don't have to make the game that big if you do it with VR, because people buy that shit fucking hand over fist anyways. I have one wish listed, but it never came out. Oof. Yeah, but you could like one of the things you could have is a compound bow. That would be cool. I want Cadillacs and dinosaurs back. All right. I think this is where I'm going to end it for now. I'm getting super hungry, guys. So next up is going to be Storm Song's variety show. So please look forward to that. I will see you guys all later. Bye-bye.